नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी परमहंसचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौरभक्तवृंद कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा गिरधारी जय राधा गिरधारी जय राधा गोपीनाथ जय राधा गोपीनाथ जय राधा रस बिहारी जय राधा रस बिहारी जय जगन्नाथ Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Nayana Pathagami Bhavati Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Nayana Pathagami Bhavati Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol बोलो श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनराम यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनराम यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 नारायण नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीम् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावने वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण. Welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for joining. So in the last lecture we have discussed till 6.2. 6.2 is Yam Sannyasam iti praho Yogam tam vedhi pandava Nahi sannyasta sankalpo Yogi bhavati kashana. So in 6.2 we have discussed about the yoga ladder. What is the yoga ladder? What is the different stages in bhakti? So bhakti is like a ladder. So that they have given name yoga ladder. Okay. That is animal life, karma kanda, karma yoga, jnana yoga and dhyana yoga and then finally bhakti. Okay. So animal life means lower planets or spices. Karma kanda, so in animal life only eating, sleeping, mating, depending. Vikarma, ugra karma. Okay. Thing which is not required, not according to the scriptures, happens in animal life, in lower planets. Then comes karma kanda, karma, only karma. There is no yoga. Only working for self fulfillment, desire of fulfills self desire. Okay, it happens in earth or soul. Fruitive work, regulated sense gratification, according to scriptures, performing rituals for heavenly sense gratification. So whether you are at earth or on heaven, so you are performing certain sacrifices to get something. I mean there is some action which is based on fruits. Okay, so this belongs to the karma kanda. Then comes karma yoga, niskam karma yoga, akarma. Akarma means which is according to scriptures strictly, and it is done for the fulfillment of desire of Lord Krishna. Renouncing fruits, results of the activities. So in Karma Yoga, fruits of action is renounced. Yogi family, Swarga, planets or Prajapatis, okay, they perform certain sacrifice, certain yoga to please the Lord. Okay. Then comes Jnana Yoga, that is the stage of Brahman. Renouncing fruits, speculative knowledge about Brahman, austerities. That is Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga belongs to Brahman. Then comes Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Renouncing fruits, knowledge, control mind and senses by Ashtanga Yoga, meditation on Paramatma. So that is Bhakti Yoga. Once you start meditating on Paramatma, it becomes Brahman or Paramatma. Dhyana Yoga belongs to Brahman or Paramatma. Then comes Bhakti Yoga, where it belongs to Lord Krishna, only Lord Krishna. Whatever I am thinking, whatever I am doing, it all belongs to Lord Krishna. I am happy if Krishna is happy. If Krishna is happy, I am happy. Loving devotional service to Supreme Lord. Performing bhakti. Okay. So, when you start, it is known as Yogaruruksa, beginning stage. And in advanced stage, it is known as Yogarudha stage. This is called spiritual progress. Beginning stage is known as Yogaruruksa, beginning stage. And final stage, advanced stage, is known as Yogarudha stage. This is known as spiritual progress. So in starting, it is selfishness, and you start from progressing and you reach towards prema, real love. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Prema. Okay, so Sakam Karma Yoga and Niskam Karma Yoga. Okay, so Sakam Karma Yoga comes under Karma Kanda, where you expect some fruits of action. But in Niskam Karma Yoga, you, without expecting any fruits of action, you work. There is Niskam Karma Yoga. Okay, so this is the yoga ladder we discussed last time. So today we will see the text 6.3. Okay. Arurukshormuneryogam karma karanam uchyate yogarudasya tasyaiva samah karanam uchyate. For one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means, and one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. So for one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the one who is new in the yoga system. So what he has to do? He has to work. He has to start working. And the one who has advanced in the yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, for him, cessation of all material activities. Okay, so he has to reduce the material activities. Is said to be the means. In text 6.3, levels of yoga practice. Discussion about yoga. What is yoga? What is yoga? Yoga is process of linking oneself with the Supreme. Means you are attaching towards Lord Krishna. Attachment with Lord Krishna. Attachment with Supreme Lord. Attachment with Supreme Controller. That is known as yoga. Yoga is compared to a ladder. Yoga is compared to like in ladder you have seen, it is you go up step by step. In Bhakti Yoga also you go step by step. Initially you are at animal life. Okay, then by slowly you reach towards the Niskam Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, then you reach to the finally Bhakti Yoga. Begins from the lowest material condition of living entity, topmost spiritual realization. From animal life to Bhakti Yoga. So animal life is the first stage and Bhakti Yoga is the final stage. complete ladder is called yoga. This complete ladder is called yoga. Divided into 3 parts: Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So beginning is called Yogaruruksa. Yoga Aru Ruksha. Yoga Aru Ruksha. It means the beginning stage. Highest rung is called Yogarudha. Okay. So yoga, in this way yoga is compared to a ladder. Now, understanding the gradual progress in Ashtanga Yoga practice. Begins as meditation through regulative principles of life and practice of asanas, material activity. So initially you start with Ashtanga Yoga, you practice some physical exercise, you are meditating and controlling your senses, your mind. You start practicing like this. So what exactly you are doing? You are controlling your senses. You are controlling your senses. A controlled sense only can meditate upon Krishna, unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Begins as meditation through regulative principles of life and practice of asanas, that is known as material activity. So this all belongs to material activity. All such activities lead to achieving perfect mental equilibrium through control. By Ashtanga Yoga, by doing different asanas, you try to control your mental activities. When one is accomplished in practicing meditation, he ceases disturbing mental activities. Okay. When you are trying to control your mind, actually means what? You are stopping your senses from diverting. Because our mind is very active. You cannot stop mind from thinking. It is very, and thinks at very high speed. Very, very difficult to control. So by doing some asanas, Ashtanga Yoga, you can control your mind up to a certain limit. Process of meditation in Krishna consciousness, always thinking of Krishna. In Bhakti Yoga, what happens? You always think about Krishna. Always thinking of Krishna. Meditating on Krishna. Constantly engage in Krishna's service. Okay, so if you try to control your senses by this way, where you are thinking about Krishna, working for Krishna, serving the devotees, serving the deities, serving prasadam, taking lectures, listening lectures, all these activities means what? You are engaging all your senses onto the lotus feet of Krishna. Hearing about Krishna, thinking about Krishna. Okay? Ceased all material activities. By this way, all material activities are ceased. Ceased means what? You are not on that track. You are at this track where you are all time you are serving Lord Krishna. This is the difference. Okay, so this is the 6.3. Then comes 6.4. So in the 6.3 we have seen levels of yoga practice. Okay. Then 6.4 we see Yogarudha stage. Yogarudha stage means final stage. Bhakti Yoga. 6.4. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karmasva anusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudhastadochyate. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. Okay, so a person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires. Once you renounce all your material desires, it means you are in yoga. Yoga means what? Attached with Krishna. He neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. So the one is already in yoga, he never engages in material activities. Material, fruitive activities. And also, he never engaged himself in sense gratification. That is known as Yogarudha stage. In Yogarudha stage, renounces all material desires. Neither acts for sense gratification nor engage in fruitive activities. no relation at all with material things, material objects, sense gratification, fruitive action, nothing. Completely away from all these activities. Okay, renounces all material desires means what? Since senses always needs engagement, you cannot control senses. Very, very, very difficult to control the senses. It is better to engage your senses at right place. So if you are not engaging your senses at right place, what will happen? Automatically you will go towards wrong place. Without Krishna consciousness, we will try to engage in sense gratification. Okay, so and neither acts for sense gratification nor engage in fruitive activities. One is always seeking self-centered or extended selfish activities. So by default, what we do? We always think about material things. We want to be happy. We want more money. Okay, if we have money, we go to club, we go to movie. Okay, but if you don't have money, you remember God, oh God, I don't have money, please give me money. I go to temple. Then I start going to temple. I start associating with some devotees. If I don't have money. If I have money, then that theatre, movie hall, club, this is the obvious place for me. One must mechanically try to escape material miseries. Mechanically means I don't want to go there. If I go there, my life will be spoiled. So that is mechanical. Although you are not going, but you are trying to escape. You are trying to be away from that particular place. So at least you are away from that. If you go there, there is a chance you can mingle over there. Okay, before being elevated to the top rung of yoga ladder. Okay, so once you start from animal life, mechanically you should try yourself from going to the material miseries. Okay, so what will happen? What is the result? Slowly you will progress in the spiritual. Okay. So that is Yogarudha stage. How Yogarudha is achieved in Krishna consciousness? How it is achieved? One is always pleased in himself and is no longer engaged in sense gratification. He is pleased within himself. He is pleased within. He doesn't require external things to be pleased. Okay, so Krishna conscious person can do everything for Krishna's satisfaction. A devotee can do everything for Krishna. If devotee know that Krishna is happy with me, so he will always try to keep Krishna happy by doing the certain things. Whatever Krishna wants, I will do that. Whatever I will do, Krishna should be happy by that. That should be the condition. And that is the actual Krishna consciousness state. Okay, so Krishna conscious person can do everything for Krishna's satisfaction and thus perfectly detached from sense gratification. Okay, so if you work for the satisfaction of Krishna, automatically you will be away from the material miseries. Okay, and what are the things that you have to do? You have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, like this. Okay, you have to, while cooking, okay, while paying obeisances, while eating, while discussing, while playing with your child also, you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So if you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra with your child, you are giving new life to your children. It is the beginning stage for your children. If you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra with your children, they will also learn the Bhakti Yoga. They will also progress in Bhakti Yoga. So in yoga ladder, what happens? Animal stage of life, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Then Yogaruruksa stage, beginning stage, perform prescribed duties to gradually purify one of fruitive desires, work, cultivating and detachment, also practicing asanas. That is the Yogaruksa stage. So in Yogaruruksa, actually what you are doing, it is the beginning stage. You are practicing asanas. You are trying to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Okay, so what happens with this? You progress in the spiritual ladder. Then comes Yogarudha stage, advanced stage, after freedom from desires of fruitive work. Okay, so once you reach to the Yogarudha stage, what happens? All the fruitive desires are killed automatically. Krishna kills himself all these desires, material things. One retires from active duties for contemplation and meditation. Okay, now there is always you will be thinking about Krishna. You will talk about Krishna, you walk with Krishna, you will chant Hare Krishna Muhammad, you will discuss, you will talk about Krishna. Okay, you will discuss with your friends, your devotees, associates, you will discuss only Krishna. Only one topic, Krishna. When pratyahara is perfect, then stop working. This is dhyana stage. Okay, so pratyahara is very important, plays an important role in yoga ladder. So if pratyahara is perfect, stop working. This is known as dhyana yoga. This is the 6.4. Then we'll see summary, section B, so verse 6.5 to 9. The Yogarudha stage, giving up work. Giving up work. 5 to 6, 6.5 to 6. The mind as friend or enemy. One must deliver and not degrade himself by his mind, which is the friend of he who has conquered it and the enemy of he who has failed to do so. So mind is friend as well as enemy. If you use mind, if you are able to control your mind, you are engaging your senses in the service of Krishna, then it is your friend. And if it is not allowed to do so, then again, mind is your enemy. Okay. Then 6.7 to 9. Symptoms of one who has controlled his mind, who has achieved success, Yogarudha stage, who can give up working with detachment. One who has conquered his mind has already reached the super soul. The super soul is inside only. So super soul is waiting to meet with soul. But because we are not able to control our mind, control our senses, because of this, soul is bewildered. So although soul and super soul and soul, they are sitting together in our heart, but soul is not able to meet with super soul. Although super soul and soul both are eternal. Okay, so because of uncontrolled mind, soul is not able to meet with super soul. So one who has conquered his mind has already reached the super soul and sees happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor, pebbles, stones and gold as the same. When further advanced, he regards well-wishers, the envious, the pious and sinners equally. Then we'll see 6.5 to 6 Dhyana Yoga. Role of mind as friend or enemy in yoga systems. Now we'll see in detail. 6. Uddharetmatmanatmanam natmanam avasadaye atmeva hi atmano bandhu atmeva ripuratmanah one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Okay, so there is conditioned soul who has mind. So mind is friend of conditioned soul as well as enemy. So if you are able to control it, engaging in the service of Krishna, then it is your friend. If it is not so, mind is not allowing to do so, then it is enemy. Okay, so role of mind as friend or enemy in yoga system is discussed in 6.5 to 6. And 5 and 6 combined. Okay, so we'll see 6. Bandhur atma nastasya yenatma evatmanadita anatma nastu satrutve vartetatma eva satruvatu. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. The one who has conquered the mind is friend. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So 6.5 and 6 told about mind as friend and enemy. Okay, so in 6.5, Atma can mean body, mind or soul. Atma means what? Body, mind or soul, depending on context, on which context we are talking about. So Atma means body, mind and soul, where depends on the context where we are discussing about this. Mind or conditioned soul in context of yoga. Mind or conditioned soul in context of yoga. So importance of training mind. Why to train mind? Why to train mind? Because mind is your friend as well as enemy. So if you talk about in the context of yoga, then why to train mind? To deliver the conditioned soul from the mire of material existence, from the science. If you have to get rid of the science, you have to train your mind. You have to train your mind to be away from the material miseries. What is the mire of material existence? One is subject to the influence of mind and senses. By default, okay, whatever our mind says, we try to do it. Our senses says, go and enjoy, go and have vada pav. We reach to the stall. Somehow we arrange the money and we eat vada pav. Because our mind and senses, because our sense enjoyment property is there inside. So because of this, we are automatically attracted to the vada pav. Okay, so and we reach to it. Okay, if you engage same senses and mind unto the lotus feet of Krishna, what will happen? You will attach to Krishna. Try to think about Krishna. You will think about Krishna. Okay, with the steadiness of mind. Pure soul is entangled in material world. Because mind involved in false ego and desires to lord over. Why we are hankering behind the material thing? Because we want to lord over everything. I want to have more money. If I have more money, I will buy this, I will have this, I will become the proprietor. Okay, see, everyone by default we want to try to lord over it. Everything. I want to have this, I want to have this. Why I want to have this? Because I want to lord over it. I want to become Lord. But we don't know that Lord is only one. There are no two Lords. There is only one Lord. Lord Krishna is the only Lord. Lord Krishna is the only Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Supreme Proprietor. He is the Supreme Controller. No one else is Lord. Okay, so So this is the mire of material existence. How should one train the mind? How? Train not be attracted by the glitter of material nature. Thus conditioned soul can be saved. It should not be trained with the material things. Then material attachment will be the result. Not be degraded by attractions to sense objects. Don't train it with the material things. Okay, by doing this I will be happy. By eating this I will be happy. By looking the movie, watching movie, I will be happy. It means what? You are engaging your senses in the material miseries. And it is very difficult to come out of that. Once you attach, very difficult to come out of that. Then you need the pure soul. If someone helps, any devotee, any association, then only you can come out of that. Otherwise it is very difficult to come out of that. So don't engage your senses at all in the material things. That is the only way. Reference Atma Bindu Upanishad. Mind attached to sense object is a cause of bondage. If your mind is attached to sense object, that is the only cause of bondage. And mind detached to sense object is cause of liberation. So this is exactly opposite. Attaching to material things will cause the bondage. Causes the bondage. And detaching to material things causes the liberation. Both the things are there. Now choice is yours. Process of Krishna consciousness. Now 6.6. What is the purpose of yoga practice? Central point of yoga practice is to control mind. Why everyone wants to do yoga? Everyone wants to control the mind. To draw the mind away from sense objects. Okay? We want a stable mind. We want a steady mind. That's why we are hankering for different yogas, different Ashtanga yoga, different asanas, different physical. We try to concentrate our mind to be at one place. To control and make it a friend in discharging the mission of human life. Okay, so we want to make friend. We want to do friendship with our mind. Oh mind, please be controlled. Please be controlled. Don't be go here and there. But mind never listens. Hankering behind the material things. Everyone wants to enjoy. Why hankering? Because everyone wants to enjoy. I want to have this, I want to have this, I want to have that. All time. Thinking. Okay, so this is the main reason behind material hankering, bewildered man. Okay, so if you control somehow this thing, then you will be able to cross over the material ocean. So what is the process of Krishna consciousness? Best way to disentangle mind. Best way. What is the process of Krishna consciousness? Best way to disentangle mind. Always engage mind in Krishna consciousness. Always engage your mind in Krishna consciousness. What is the real yoga practice? Meeting Paramatma in heart and following his dictation. Karpanya doso pahata svabhava prechami tvam dharma sammuda cheta yashreyasyan nishitam bruhi tanme shishyate aham tvam nam sadhi prapannam. Meeting Paramatma in heart and following his dictation. That's what Arjuna did, and that's what is expected from us. Become like Arjuna. If you want to do bhakti, become like Arjuna. If you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, become like Arjuna. If you want to understand Bhagavatam, become like Arjuna. Surrender yourself unto the lotus feet of Krishna is the only way to understand the scriptures. Okay, so meeting Paramatma in heart and following his dictation. Otherwise, unconquered mind will serve dictations of lust, anger, avarice, illusion. Lust, anger, and so these are the enemy. Okay, if you don't practice yoga, what will happen? Uncontrolled mind will hanker behind lust, anger, avarice, illusion. How Krishna consciousness fulfill this? Perfect surrender to Lord's dictations. Oh Krishna, whatever you will say, I will do. And Krishna never says any wrong thing, never suggests any impractical thing. Okay, so Krishna's dictation is transcendental. Okay, so you have to surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna and follow the dictation of Krishna. That's all. So if you surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna and follow the dictation of Krishna, it means you are automatically in Krishna consciousness process. Okay, so this is a very important. So role of mind as a friend or enemy. Uncontrolled mind is an enemy. Uncontrolled mind is an enemy. Why it is an enemy? Because your mind will be all time engaged in material mysteries. An uncontrolled mind and controlled mind is a friend. Why? Because you are always thinking about Krishna. You are meeting with Paramatma, following his dictation. Then that is called controlled mind. What is the result of uncontrolled mind? Follows dictation of lust, anger, illusion, etc. Attached to sense gratification. And what is the result? Degrades and entangles. Because of this, what happens? Degradation happens. Okay? And then, if it is a controlled mind, follows dictation of super soul. Okay? If you are surrendering unto the lotus feet of Krishna, following his dictation, it means you are already in Krishna consciousness, detached from sense gratification, and real elevates us. So uncontrolled mind degrades us, and controlled minds elevates us. So we stop over here. If you have any question, you can ask. No question. So, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण।